All right. Well, welcome to Warrior Talk, the place where you have the warrior mindset. Today's guest is my number one cuz, Ralph Torrez.
Yo,
What's
what's
up,
up? How's
Ralphie?
it going? Good, man. Just chilling, ready to do this, have some fun, talk a little
Nice.
smack.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Because
I'm your huckleberry.
so today we're going to be speaking about our day and what we got going on. So, Ralphie, it was your birthday just a while back.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Just celebrated it
Nice.
though last weekend, though, I think it was.
Yeah, you guys went to where San Diego, I believe.
Yeah,
What'd you guys do out there?
yeah. We just went to Gaslamp and did a bunch of bar hopping, man. Did some
Oh, nice.
karaoke for the first time. Yeah,
Did
50
you
years
pass
old.
out? Did you
No, I
pass out?
didn't. No, I didn't. I can handle myself.
There you
You know,
go.
I know when to throw the
Limitations.
drinks over my shoulder, when no one's looking.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
the best way, brother. Um, but yeah, that's awesome. You had the whole crew out there.
Yeah, we had a bunch of people out there. Some people came out on Friday, some people came out Saturday, and some people were there for the whole weekend. So it was a good
Nice,
time. Yeah.
nice. And how was didn't you guys went to where Florida or something like that too?
Yeah,
Just
we went to
recently?
Florida not too long ago. Yeah, we went to a concert out there called Tortuga. So that was fun. That was a blast.
What's that? Is that like
It's a
country or
country
something?
concert. Yeah, it's kind of it's a
Oh, cool.
stagecoach, but out there on the beach
Mm-hmm.
in Florida. So it was awesome. Weather was amazing. Had a good group of people. Woke up
Was that the
drinking, went to
was that
sleep
the first
drinking.
time you guys been out there?
To that area, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she's been out there before for a bachelor party. I was out there many years ago for work.
Oh, okay. Nice. I never been.
Oh, it's
I have
awesome.
a lot of dogs out there.
Oh, is that right?
I have
Sold a lot out there.
I have a lot of dogs in Florida and New York and East Coast area, Chicago, St. Louis, South Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia.
Right.
Yeah, so I talked to a lot of people out there. I'm not sure if you see one of my buddies, Doctor Paul Ciato. He
Mm-hmm.
does Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Oh, okay.
He's also a chiropractor,
Mm-hmm.
and then he owns Powerhouse Brewster New York Gym.
Mm-hmm.
So we're always
That's in
talking.
Florida.
And that's in New York,
Oh, okay.
Brewster in New York, but he lives in Connecticut.
Oh,
So he just travels a little bit, and all his family's involved in it, and but
nice.
he's a man's man, bro. If you see him, he's freaking yoked.
Really?
Yeah, and so he's always busting people's chops, when he's a Gen Xer, when
Mm-hmm.
he and all of the millennials, like, what
Oh
the
yeah.
fuck, man? You guys should be fucking bigger than me and this and that. And he's over 50, so
Yeah.
he's just rocking it, bro. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I always send him because on his walls, he just built a whole new gym, and on his walls he has all the Rocky theme. He has the Conan, like all the
Yeah.
Arnold
All the old
Schwarzenegger.
school movies.
Man, he's so into it. So he's our type of guy, from the old
Right.
movies and Lou Ferrigno and stuff. So I always
Yeah.
send him like different memes and shit like that. So it's pretty fun. But yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm glad that you guys had a good time and
Yeah, it
and
was a blast.
and safe. You got to enjoy yourself, man. It's not all about work.
Nope. Definitely not.
Yeah,
Definitely
that's
not all
that's
about
where I
work.
have to draw the line because when you're self-employed, bro, it's all about work
Yeah.
because you gotta make sure when your next meal is coming from.
Yeah. Oh, that's
But
true. That's definitely true. But you don't ever want to get to that point where you look back and say, "Is this it? Like I sacrificed everything for this?"
oh
You
yeah,
definitely got to make sure you're feeding your soul. You're taking advantage of life, and at least for me, that's what I feel. I
for
want to be
sure,
out there and experience. You know what I mean?
sure,
Like it's not all about the money. Before I used to think it's all about the money, and not that I don't want money. You know what I mean? But I want to
yeah.
have my experiences as well.
Well, I always say it's always a balance, bro. But
Yeah.
again, you make choices, and I never wanted to work for the man. in
Right.
corporate America.
Which is a great thing.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
everything that I do now is for us, and that's
Yeah.
why I work so much harder. I'm not, doing certain things and progressing someone else's career or someone else's dream. I'm doing it for
Right.
me. And again, everything has its pros and cons and sacrifices and
Yeah.
things like that. But again, once you love it, bro, I mean, I love it. I love
Yeah.
doing the things I do, all surrounding the dogs. But again, it sometimes consumes me
Right.
where, like I always tell people, I said, before when I had 2 or 3 dogs, I can get away, right? I can go somewhere, my mom or, my sister-in-law can come over and watch a couple dogs. But when you have 11 damn dogs, bro,
Yeah.
and they're on a fucking, a structured discipline
Is
daily.
that total 11
Yeah.
even with yours?
Well, I have I think 10 now.
Okay.
I have 4 female Dobermans. I have 3 male Dobermans. I have 2 Frenchies, and then I have our 13-year-old Piggy,
Mhm.
and she's rocking and rolling, man. She's over there freaking jumping, and she's getting there. She's getting there. Her leg and stuff like that. But yeah, when you have that many dogs, I don't trust anyone around because
Yeah,
uh,
it's difficult.
they can't handle that shit. I got
Yeah.
these dogs on fucking military, bro. It's like every fucking hour they come out structured. They eat. Like right now, they're all sleeping because before we got on this, I was feeding them. So, and I
Yeah.
don't exercise them for about an hour to an hour and a half after they eat. So they normally eat, they sleep, and then I got time to chill or do my thing,
Mhm.
for a couple hours. But then a couple hours come, and then I have to break them. I have to take them out. I got to switch the dogs, and then now I'm doing boarding. So every motherfucker wants to call me and ask me, "Hey, can you board my dog? Can you board my dog?" And I was like, um, "Yeah, sure, I want to." Well, that's too many fucking damn dogs because I don't want to spread them thin. I don't want to spread myself thin. So sometimes I don't overlap dogs.
Mhm.
And then I got puppies coming soon. I got 4 litters, bro. 4 fucking.
Dang.
I got and they're overlapping, so that's going to be tough. So I'm booked up until all the way till September, October,
Mhm.
and then I can start boarding again. I have 2 boards this upcoming week, but then I told everyone like no more because I got all these puppies coming,
Mhm.
and and then my business partner, well, my affiliated Gerald, he wants me to start whelping his other dogs, his other partner's dogs that he breeds with.
Mm.
So I had to create a whole new plan, a whole new business plan around the whelping because people
Right.
were unsuccessful in doing it,
Mhm.
And so with my expertise somewhat, 100% litters, they want me to start doing it now. So that's just another service I provide, but I'm trying to get away from the breeding side
Mhm.
so I can have more time to do more things.
Right.
Because these dogs are a little getting older. So as I downsize a little, I get to do more services like whelping, boarding,
Right.
educational stuff, and
Right.
now I have a new graphic designer, digital artist. His name is Miles, and he does all the social media platforms.
Mhm.
So he builds your business around that. And then you get monetized. Like I was telling you, like you can do certain things, affiliated marketing and things like that.
Mhm.
Well, he specializes in that. So like, just for instance, like Gerald, he made $1,100 in a month just off TikTok, just posting fucking videos, bro.
Really?
And I was like, I need to get that done. He goes, Mark, Miles is your guy, you know, connect with
Mhm.
him. So he basically designed me a plan. He basically finds your niche.
Yeah.
And once you find your niche of what you like, and that's why I was kind of explaining to you a little, you got to find something you love and then just promote it and brand it. And then, as you're doing that, you create videos and things around it. But yeah, so he finds my niche and then he starts telling me the little algorithms, like right now for reels.
Mhm.
And it's so funny, bro.
And this is
A
on TikTok?
minute, TikTok too. Well, TikTok, you're going to get more monetized there
Mhm.
than Instagram. You have to have a lot more followers on Instagram than TikTok in order to get
Is that where
monetized.
you set your plan up though? Is for
So
TikTok?
he basically does it all around. He does
Okay.
YouTube, where you're going to get more money because it's Google based.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok is second, and then Instagram somewhat. Facebook is a little better than Instagram, but it's hard for anyone to go viral on Instagram anymore. But it's mostly TikTok now. But yeah, so right now he just tells us like 1 minute, 2 second videos,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm all, what if I do a 1 minute, 3 second video?
Yeah.
And he's all, it's not gonna work. That's the key, dude. It's 1 minute, 2 seconds, where people only have a short attention span. So you got to catch them in the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Keep them in the middle, and then at the end, boom, and shut them down, and make sure you call to action where you're
Right.
having them return, and then everything that he does is tied into your website.
Mm-hmm.
So he monetizes that. So, he'll take your accounts and he'll put everything. So as you're growing money, it just goes straight into your account. Also, we have a lot of merch, hats, shirts, all kinds of different shit, hoodies, stickers, all kinds of stuff. So he builds a store for you. And as he builds a store for you, he puts those items there and you don't have to do shit, bro. People order the shirt. He creates an account for a company that has your logos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They create your shirts, your merch and stuff, and then just send it out for like maybe 8% or some shit. So you're making 92% off it, and they get 8%. So that's what we're trying to do over here, trying to downsize a little and do stuff like that. But whatever I learn, I'm trying to share. So I always try to share that with you as you grow your podcast.
Yeah.
And whatever you want to do. But yeah, there's a lot of good ideas, and that's why you have to network with certain people, because you're going to get all the inside info. Because most of these things, you have to pay for, especially
Right.
the apps, and a lot of things based around AI now. So it's kind of easier.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get into AI, Canva, you can get into Canva, but Canva is like kind of like drawing down because there's so many other AI apps that can create videos for you.
Right.
So if you're going to spend, say, what is it, like $7.99 every month, or sometimes they charge you by year, so you'll get paid like 100, or you get charged $139 a year for the program.
Mm-hmm.
You better make sure you like that program and it does what you need it to do, because
Right.
sometimes you can go, oh, another program comes and you're like, fuck, man, I could have got that one.
Right.
So like Canva, get it for like your regular designs, your thumbnails, things like that you can post on YouTube. But for AI things, you can do a lot. Gemini even helps you. I don't know what type of phone you have, but Android with Gemini,
iPhone.
you just tell it. Yeah. Oh, you have an iPhone, so you go
Yeah.
into whatever AI app they have in there. Just
Mm-hmm.
ask it fucking questions, or design me a script, based on this, and they come out with like 3 different scenarios for you. Like today, I did a video for a free giveaway. Like I always do giveaways every so often
Uh-huh.
for the dogs, and I went into my one of my programs, and I just asked it. I said, "Okay, design a script for a giveaway. This is the parameters. This is what they have to do." And then boom, dude, they fucking gave me a whole like almost like it's like 500 word script, and then you can use each one. And then what you do, and then I have like, what is it called, a teleprompter,
Mm-hmm.
which is in your phone as you're
Right.
reading it or being recorded. So
Mm-hmm.
you just read it, so you can stay. Because sometimes I'm always like, Felicia always criticizes sometimes, and she's all, you know, you know, because that's the go-to,
So you
uh,
say it a lot.
I
Yeah.
say it a lot, bro. So
Right.
it's one of those like just go-to phrases that a lot of people have, but these scripts kind of keep you on by reading the script. It's more professional. So
Right.
that's why I use it, because I know I do certain things, and
Mm-hmm.
I always go on tangents. Like when me and Gerald get on, bro, we'd be talking about something, and then we start talking about something else, and they're like, what do we fucking start talking about first?
Yeah.
So, and it's funny like that. So, But yeah, what do you think about all this stuff? Do you
Oh,
like
it's
getting
cool.
on?
Oh yeah, I like it. I like it. It's
Yeah,
cool. I'm looking forward to trying to just keep doing it and kind of have fun with it.
sure.
You know, talking about all kinds of different subjects: the
Yeah,
gym, cars, people, movies, music, you name it, everything. Just
yeah,
everything that's going on.
sure. Yeah, current events, passions,
Have you been to the gym
hobbies.
lately?
Yeah, my own personal gym right there in the
Have you been
garage.
to the gym lately? Oh, okay. Oh man, the gym now is so different than what it
Is it?
was 5 years ago, even 7 years ago. Oh man, it's kind of crazy because there's so many more people now because of social media and Instagram. So when you go there, it's like a party place, and you get all
Yeah,
these young kids, and you get 5, 6 kids hanging around one machine, and they're literally
yeah,
standing there, text, laugh. They're not even working out, and so it's a totally different environment. You have people that go there to work out. You see, guys who are, I'm going to say 18 to 25, doing steroids in the locker rooms now, and it's one of those, you're like, man, the fitness,
yeah,
industry and the whole fitness field has just flared up, and people will almost do anything to just look good, you know.
yeah.
So it's definitely it's definitely interesting now.
Well, back in the day, it was almost the same thing for me anyway, because I think we paid Felicia and I when we first moved to Montebello,
Hmm.
and there was a LA Fitness right down the street, and we paid for 3 years, right?
Right.
But we went there fucking 2 times, bro.
Two
Because
times.
yes, and I paid. I was already locked in for 3 years for both of us because we
Why?
went
What happened?
there. Well, because we went there, and it was almost the same thing as you're saying. I was
Really?
trying to get into a machine, and these fucking guys would sit there, and there would be two or three guys, and I'd say, "Hey, bro, are you using this machine?" He goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're in a rotation." And I'm like, "Okay, well, fucking, I see you guys just taking pictures of yourself in the
Yeah.
fucking mirror, bro.
Yeah.
When are you guys gonna move over and take a picture over there?"
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Exactly.
girls are the same thing. So the thing that we really used the most the times that we went was the track. We fucking no one ran the track, so we ran the
Oh yeah.
track
Yeah.
around LA Fitness
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
all the
They're running their
machines were like,
mouth.
yeah, because everyone's using the machines or standing in fucking front of a mirror and shit. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
Sally, I said, I am not coming back here. I said, this is fucking crazy. This is stupid.
Yeah.
And so I
Oh
ended
yeah.
up paying 3 years, and I never fucking wanted to get LA Fitness again. So ever since then, we just try to do our own regiment. Felicia
Yeah.
started doing her own thing. She started doing CrossFit. So
Yeah. Gym
we like
etiquette's
it.
horrible now. It's
What's
horrible.
that?
The gym etiquette's horrible now.
Yeah, I bet it's
Like
worse because of social
I
media.
I went and somebody has got their water bottle on one of the machines, and they're working out on something else. And I'm looking at this machine empty for like 8 minutes, and I literally will time it. I'm like, someone probably forgot the water bottle. So I'll go over there, and I sat down, and then this guy comes up to me. He's like, "Oh, I'm on that," which I just seen him working out on the other machine.
Yeah,
And it's like I'm not trying to be a jerk to anybody, but I'm like, bro, pick one or the other, right?
yeah,
This is
right.
a public gym. I'm paying here too. You're not going to save a machine for yourself like that. I need to get in and get out too.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of looked at me and he was mad, you know what I mean? But I was like, so whatever one you want, you let me know because I'm sitting on one of them and I'm going to do my workout. And so he took off and went to the other one, grabbed his bottle, and I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
I'm going to be on here for 10 minutes, and then I'm off and the next person can get on. But it's a little ridiculous when it comes to those things, man.
sure. And it all goes back to respect, bro. It's like, come on, fucker. Just like you said, I'm paying too.
Right. It's not a
You
private
didn't.
gym. It's
Yeah,
not
this
your
ain't
own
no
personal
private gym.
gym.
You can put your water bottle, buy
Yeah.
it and save it.
Come on,
But
man.
yeah, it's crazy. But that's one thing that you need to do. As a man, you have to stay in shape. You have to stay healthy. You have to be ready for anything. And I
Oh,
think
yeah.
by working out and staying fit, you know,
Oh,
like,
definitely. I think that is something you have to do. It's important for everybody. Um, but also, you need to make sure that when you go to the gym, you, in my opinion, dress like a man. You know what I mean? Because there are some people, and again, I don't want to be a jerk, but wear something that fits you. All right,
Yeah.
guys, quit. There's this guy who wears shorts that are just probably like 3 or 4 times too small for him.
Yeah.
So he squeezes a muffin top in, and his butt crack is hanging out, and then he's got a shirt that's a crop top. And I'm like, it's not attractive. You need to wear something that flatters yourself. And if you're not there yet, I get it. You're working
Yeah.
hard. You're trying to be there. But wear something that covers up, because I don't want to see your butt crack when you move. You know what I mean? 1 inch, and then your shirt comes up to you right under your tits.
or
Holy.
yeah, or your balls hanging out from the bottom of your
Yeah.
biker shorts or some shit, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh man.
I mean, come on, bro. No more
No.
dolphin shorts. That was back in
Yeah,
the
no
80s,
more.
90s.
Yeah. I was looking at it. I was like, you're dressing like we did in the 80s, when that's when the crop tops were cool, and
Right,
the Tom Selleck Daisy Duke shorts were there, and it's like,
right.
oh,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
funny.
Some people like it, but
Leaving their ball sweat
yeah.
on the seat.
Oh yeah, it's comedy. I love it. I love to people watch. You know what I mean? So it's
For
one of
sure.
those where I'm like, to each his own, but I'm gonna talk a little shit. Hey, you know what I mean? I
Most
got freedom of
definitely.
speech. You can dress how you want, and I'm gonna comment on it sometimes. I'm not gonna go up to you. I'm not a jerk. I'm not gonna go up to you. I'm
Sure,
just gonna
sure.
look at you, and inside my head, I'm gonna say, that's comedy right there. That outfit's
Most
amazing.
definitely.
I love it.
That is funny. But yeah, again, everyone has their own fashion
Yeah. Oh yeah.
choices,
Yeah.
but you got to
Exactly.
live with it, and you got to understand that you're going to
Well,
get either heckled, you're going to get pictures taken.
the other thing is people come down to this whole thing, and they're like, don't judge me, don't be judgmental. I'm like, do you understand? Like, we were born to judge, right?
Right?
Like, we come out of the womb judging. And as a child, a mom will feed their baby, and she puts the spoon in the mouth, and the baby does one of two things: give me more, and they spit it out. Why? They
Yeah.
just judged it. They taste it, and then as we get older, what do?
I like this better.
Yeah, we smell something. Is that? Ooh, no, I don't want that. We're judging. We look at something. Does that look good? No, it doesn't look good. And if it looks good, well, let me smell it. Okay, yeah, it looks good, it smells good, I'll taste it. And then once it goes in the mouth, then we're judging it again, right? So as human beings, that's all we do. So get over it. We're going to judge.
Right?
You know what I mean? To me, that's for people when they say that who are just not based in reality. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
I'm not going to judge you where I'm going to go up to you and tell you everything you think. But most human beings, we all judge everything and
Yeah.
everyone on a constant basis. So
Yep.
calm
I
down,
think
guys.
women are the worst, bro, because they even judge women based on what they look at. Men
Oh,
can be a
yeah.
little
Women are the
funny at
worst.
judging. Yeah, men
Yes.
can be funny at judging, like picking something out and making it funny. Well,
Yeah.
women are fucking they're hardcore, bro, especially when it
Oh,
comes to what this bitch
hardcore.
is wearing or how can she wear that?
Oh, you want to know something that I love? And here's something all the time, and I'm gonna throw my wife under the bus right here because she does this with her friends, and I hear
Not on
her
your first
girlfriends do this all
podcast.
the time. Yeah, I know. On the first one,
You ain't gonna do
is
any more after
th-
this one.
she'll go like this. She'll go, "Oh my God, look at this! Do you see this baby? It's so ugly." And they'll start sending pictures to each other of people's babies, and like,
That's
there's
so
something
funny.
wrong with it. I'm like, women love to talk shit about an ugly baby.
For
And like,
sure.
I'll see it and I'll say, okay, that baby's ugly. I hope it grows up and it gets a little cuter. But
Right.
I'll think that, but I won't like, I'm not going to send that baby picture to you, right? I'm not going to send it to someone else and just say something. Women, no, they'll do it. You know what I mean? They'll be in a group chat. Look at this baby. It's a hideous. I'm like,
Yeah. See, I have a
oh my
different perspective
God.
because I think all babies are kind of cute, but I know they can have a smushy face and stuff like that. But I always look at the two parents.
Well, I
I
definitely
always
do
look at
that.
them. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, dude, I hope you don't grow up looking like your dad or looking at your mom.
Yeah. Oh,
or
no.
the other way around. I hope you get your mom's looks.
You're nice with that then, because I'll look at some kids and I'm like, fuck, you're ugly, man. What? That's where that phrase comes from. A face only a
Yeah,
mother can love.
for
I'm
sure.
like, we don't want to be mean, like, because again, someone can look at me and be like, Ralph, you're hideous. That's fine, I get it. But as babies, we want to say they're cute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we know they're innocent too, and they're just so little. But every once in a while, you see one, and you're like, damn. What happened to you, man? They use those forceps on you. They squish the shit
Oh
out of your
yeah,
head,
man.
or something
They
happened. Like, come on,
smushed his head. You got a
you're looking
cone
like an
head.
alien. Damn it, grow out of that. Grow out of
Yeah,
that a
it's
little
so
bit.
yeah, it's so
Oh
funny to me,
man.
dude.
Oh
But
yeah, I
yeah,
love it.
I guess it's just a different perspective on how we outlook on things.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's so funny. A lot of people have that perspective on things.
They
Um,
do.
but well, let's talk about because we're big movie buffs, bro.
Yeah.
You and I grew up watching movies. We're all into like good man movies.
Yeah.
I can name a few like Rambo's and the Commandos, with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Conan's and old movies that way,
Right.
even the old Red Dawn and things like
Right.
that. What what movies that you've seen lately compared to the movies that we kind of grew up on? Because back then they didn't do a lot of special effects, a lot
Right.
of CGI. It was mostly all them doing the stunts, like Jackie Chan's and stuff like that, Bruce Lee's.
Right.
But
Um.
now it seems a lot of the movies now, even though they're fucking badass, bro, it's mostly all like green screened and shit like that.
Right.
So, what
Um.
movie right now do you think that it really has, the
So I'll
soul that
I'll
they
tell you
used
what
to have?
movies I like that I've just seen recently. A couple of them were The Beekeeper with Jason Statham,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Working
I seen
Man
that.
with Jason
I haven't seen
Statham.
that one.
That's awesome. So I
That's the
love those
second part, right?
movies. No, it's just a different movie. Um, they do have a second part of The Beekeeper coming out.
Hmm.
What else have I seen lately? We just seen Ballerina.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the
You know,
John Wick.
the one spinoff from John Wick. Yeah, and it was
Hmm.
okay. Little disappointed in it. But what other movies have I seen recently that I'll tell you what I didn't like about the Ballerina. Here's the one thing: is this I don't like when they take a woman and have her fighting against men that are bigger than her, stronger than her, and she's killing them, and she gets stabbed and knifed and shot, and she walks through everything, but the guys she's fighting dies. You know what I mean? And it's just unrealistic to me. And a
Sure.
movie where I think they put um, the female role in a great perspective was Peppermint. That's a
Oh
movie that I
yeah,
love
most
with
definitely.
Jennifer Gardner. She
Yep,
was
badass
awesome.
movie.
She had skill. She fought, but she used her mind. She used her weapon,
And she
and
still got fucked up.
she still got fucked up. And that's what I'm saying. So it was more realistic. You know what I mean? Like they
Mm-hmm.
did it to where it was believable, and that's what I like. That movie it's one of my top favorite movies and I wish they'd make a part two of that. I hope they would make a part two. That movie
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah, she played some good roles. She came from that one series um, that she was like an undercover agent, spy kind
Right.
of.
Yeah, I never saw it, but I do
It was on
remember
Channel
it.
7. Yeah, I seen some of it, and she played a good part. But then she came out with Electra,
Yeah.
and
I
that was
remember
kind of
Electra.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Electra was cool.
with Daredevil and shit.
Right.
So that was kind of cool. And Jennifer Gardner, I like her. She's
Yeah,
a
no.
good actress.
Yeah, I like her
Um,
too.
she's pretty cut too.
And then
Um,
another female-led movie that I thought was great was Colombiana.
oh yeah, most definitely.
And that was, she used her brains, she used smarts. It wasn't like she was manhandling 225-pound guys and throwing them through stuff. But I have to say, there was that lioness. I tried watching it. We had to cut it. Even Miss, we couldn't watch it anymore
Yeah.
because it was just too. She was too gung ho and too male on certain things that it was just like, you know what I mean? Like if you kept within the boundaries of realism, I would have stayed watching it.
Yeah.
But even the wife was like, I'm not buying this. You know what I mean? Like that's not realistic to me. It's just too fake. I can't watch it. We ended up
Yeah.
stopping it. So I
Well,
like
the
movies
whole
where they
yeah. Go ahead.
No, I like where they make the things realistic to what it is. And again, that even comes down to where if you had a guy who's 5'5" and he's
Yeah.
going up against a guy who's 6'6",
Hmm.
and they both have equal skill, let's say. I don't want to see the guy who's 5'5" pounding on a guy who's 6'6". We know
Sure.
that's not going to be the outcome in real life. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So again, I get it's movies and there's a certain amount of fantasy and fiction, but if you're trying to create a movie that is almost realistic, like based on military, based on law enforcement, and you're saying these people have a specific training and that's why they can do this, and this
Yeah.
would be like something in real life, then I want to see that character profile stay like that through the course of the movie. I hate when they turn it into where it's a realistic movie and then all of a sudden it goes to like fantasy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I liked it. It's a Taylor Sheridan,
Mm-hmm.
flick. So most of the things that he does, I like his movies.
Right.
Um, the reason why I kind of fed into more of the lioness, and I really didn't feed into her part because I know she was a little out of there, and she was like too how do I say, gung ho all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. She was
You
super
know,
aggressive on certain
and
points.
especially how she treated her husband and
Yes.
things like that. But what I fed into it is the other girl that played the part as
Mm-hmm.
the sniper chick, how she kind of was in a bad situation. She was
Mm-hmm.
being abused by her husband or by her boyfriend,
Right.
and then she fucking fucked them up or killed them, whatever, and then she had to go into the military, and then she did really good out there.
Right.
um but hold on real quick, bro. um but yeah, so I kind of fed into it, and the second season got even better because it showed more of the
Yeah.
military side and not too much of her. It was more of a team, and that's where Taylor Sheridan actually played uh
Yeah. No,
in the
I like
in
that. I
the
liked
show.
when he was in there. Yeah.
And I also like when he uses different actors from other movies like Yellowstone. There was a couple actors in there. um some actors are in what's the other show that he does? Landman.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That's a good
No, and
show.
and that's a good point because I want to tell you, the cast of Lioness, I liked the cast. I
Hmm.
liked everybody that was in there, especially like there was that scene where they had to go to, I think it was Mexico, and they were arresting somebody. I
Yeah,
think he's like a
yeah.
senator or whatever. So the cast that they had in there was great, right? I
That was a
loved it. It was
crazy scene when
believable.
they're driving
Yes,
through and they're getting shot at.
yes.
That was badass.
Um, but her whole reaction when she goes up there and socks one of the guys, and then she's acting real. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
get get the come on, man. And
Uh,
Missy's looking at me and we're watching it and I'm like, okay, so it's not just me. You from your female side are looking at this and saying this is too much. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't believable. And what are you talking about? Especially because, like you said, the way her character treated her husband, then the daughter, and certain things, like there was just certain character situations that didn't line up for me. You know what I mean? And
mhm.
I'm big on that. Like you said, I'm a big movie guy. So when I see the characters deviate from how they have set up the character in the beginning, I don't like that. I'm like, what's going on here? You know, I mean, someone could say, oh well, we're basing them on this real human being. Okay, I get it, but you made it seem like this was their character and this is the plot they were going to stay on, and now all of a sudden it just did a U-turn. I don't like that. You're going to
Now,
lose me there.
now let me ask you this: what do you think about the new Sylvester Stallone show,
Tulsa
which
King,
is Tulsa King?
I love it.
Awesome show,
I
bro.
love Tulsa King.
It's
Love
so
it.
funny because as an older actor, you're trying to still play those parts, right?
Right.
But they're not portraying him as a badass fighter and all this shit, bro.
Right.
He's just a boss motherfucker, bro. Like he knows how to do certain things where he threatens you or says certain things where that's half the battle.
Right. No,
And
absolutely.
and then plus he has his crew behind him to back him up, right?
Right.
And it was so funny because when I first started watching it, Felicia always makes fun of me because back in the day we loved Van Damme and things like that.
Oh yeah.
So those type of movies, she was like, "Oh my god, is this a
Bloodsport.
Van Damme movie?" Is this like, you know,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
him trying to portray something that just so far fetched? And I said, "Fel, you need to watch this movie. It's badass, especially when he goes to that guy, knowing his old boss guy or his buddy back in New York, and he found out that he molested his daughter,
Oh, right.
and he went over there and fucked him up in the bar." That's just straight gangster, bro. He just went
Right.
over there.
No hesitation. No
No
hesitation.
hesitation. He just
Just
walked
had
over
to do
to
it.
him.
And that's what I love when they have that character do that. I hate when they set something up where a character needs to go get revenge. They've been wanting revenge for something somebody did to them or their family, and then they get there and they freeze,
Yeah.
right? Or they hold the gun and they don't do anything. It's like, wait, this has been your whole life, and now you're not going to do anything. So I love movies where that happens and they're right to the point.
Sure.
You know, like for instance, The Accountant 2. Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, I just seen that
Okay, that was awesome. I loved it. And
with his
you know what I
brother.
liked about that movie is the brothers' characters, the way they interacted was amazing because you had action and you had that humor.
Yeah,
You
that
know what I
comedy.
mean?
Uh-huh.
So it was great to see that. That movie from beginning to end was good. And again, I'll
Well,
say,
yeah, because as the accountant, he had somewhat of a disability, right? The
right,
autism and things like that. But that made him so much better in what he
right,
did. He
right.
calculated just in the dating, the sitting at the dating,
Oh, that was
and
hilarious.
and how he programmed the whole dating app to make
Right,
sure all the girls come to him. It was just so
right.
funny, and yeah, it was a good show, bro.
Yeah,
And
that was awesome. And
but
how I like
yeah,
to judge those two is where if it's something that both of us like, her and I'm like, okay,
sure,
so I liked it and she liked it. So it's something where, a female can like it for the most part and a guy can like it. That's what to
sure,
me makes a great movie.
yeah,
There's some that are just guy movies. There's some movies that are just girl movies.
sure,
Um, and there's some where everybody slides across, both. But The Accountant was great. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it had people oohing and on and then laughing. It had everything in there.
Well, I tell you this, I know you like to watch movies in the theater. The last time I've been in the theater was we went to go see Maverick when it came out.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, that was a good
It
one.
was awesome, bro. But that was the
Yeah,
last time I went to the movies. And now, just because of the convenience of movies coming out so soon now,
right.
2 weeks after they come out, you got
Yeah,
fucking Disney Plus, you got Paramount Plus, you got all these different networks that have their particular shows, Peacock,
right,
that their movies go straight directly to them.
right.
I don't know if I'm ever going to freaking go to the movies again, bro, because with the audio system and the 86-inch TV, and all
Yeah,
these different things that you can actually have to have that experience. I mean, it's not quite the same because I won't go to a regular movie. If I'm going to
yeah,
a movie, I'm going to IMAX, bro.
yeah.
I'm going to sit where the fucking speakers are in your seat,
Right. Yeah, yeah.
and
I have to go to the
they
movies.
serve
I
Jack and
love it.
Coke. But I
I've
know you
got to
like that experience.
see to get out there, and it's just that it's a totally different environment. Like you said, I've got all the apps and all the streaming things, and I'm watching here. And I got a nice surround sound, and while my TV
Yeah,
is not that big, it's still a 65-inch. But
yeah,
it's just one of those where the sound and the awe and just being in the theater and the popcorn, and I
sure,
love it. And I never want to stop that because if everybody stops it, eventually
sure.
the movies are gonna be obsolete. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
So
I don't think it's ever going to stop because a lot of people love that experience.
right,
They like being, in the theater, listening to the surround sound all around them. You
yeah,
have the convenience. Sometimes you have the reclining seats now.
yeah,
So it's a lot comfortable now. Um, and just because of the digitalized and more 4K and 6K and 8K and all that
yeah,
K,
yeah.
it's so much better now, bro. Hey, baby, mama's home.
I'm I'm thinking. I don't know.
But yeah, so you know, we can go forever on movies, bro. So right now we'll cut it short. We'll continue this on our next episode, and we'll talk more. So people, if you want to follow Ralph, it's follow Ralph at Mr. Memories. And let me see if I can put it in. Let me see if I can put it here. I don't know if I can put it here. Sometimes I can put it. Okay. La la la.
But don't follow me if you're sensitive.
Oh yeah.
I'm too old for that. Okay.
Well, I'm saying
You
it,
gotta have a sense of humor to follow me. All right. You gotta have a sense of humor.
but you want more followers, you want more
Oh yeah.
traction.
No,
Um,
absolutely. I mean, give it to me, but I just want people to know what they're getting themselves into.
of course, well, they'll find out. They can even love it or leave it, like I
That's
said.
right.
You
That's
know,
it, man.
this is
I'm
me.
a love me or hate me.
That's right. This is me. Love it or leave it, and that's all. Go fucking go find
Exactly.
another page. To
Exactly.
do what you want to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to go follow Ralphie, he's on TikTok, he's on Instagram, Facebook. But yeah, go check him out. His podcast is coming out soon. He's designing it, and he'll be coming out with more info on
Yeah.
what he loves to do and his
We're
passions.
we're just gonna be talking about everything, talking smack and having a good time. The
Yep,
normal kind of stuff, everything that's going on in the world. Social events and different things.
perfect, perfect. So again, everyone, we're over here just having fun, and again, if you want to join my Tamayo Talk and you want to join in and talk some crap, movies, guns, um, working out, whatever you guys want to talk, and I also have the Dobie Talk. So that's a whole separate thing because I don't want to, you know, transfer that over here onto my Talk because there might be some different talking.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so thank you, Ralphie,
All
for
right.
joining in. It
Thank
was
you,
fun. We
Mr.
got to
Mark Tamayo.
we got to do a lot more of this, and I can get up to 10 people up on this thing.
All right.
So if you want to bring some other people in, we start chit chatting, to get going. Like I said, I talked to Roberto. He wants to do it. My buddy Dr. Paul Ciato, he wants to get on. So it's all about man shit. Iron strengthen iron, and we build each other up.
Let's do it.
So, all
All right.
righty.
Well,
So
I
with that
appreciate the
said,
time. Had a good time. Let's do it again soon.
all right, buddy. I love you.
Love you too, man.